Just had another thought about the frequency and hypnosis in music and trance-like states that can be induced through music. Just kind of an abstract idea I've been thinking about. The idea of the frequency being implanted in music to manipulate people or put them into a hypnotic state. Here's another reason it doesn't really work in terms of like how it couldn't be executed, and that is because a perfect frequency would have a perfect resonance, and the perfect resonance would be very audible. And a perfect resonance is like a sine wave, and then the sine wave would have different pitch levels, and then that pitch level would be the audible part if you're going to put it into a recording. And so if there was a so-called hidden frequency in that recording, then you wouldn't be able to hear it, number one, and the audio system wouldn't be able to play it back. And so what they are suggesting is the idea that there's these hidden frequencies that put people into a trance state. But me, I say it's the drugs, the music itself being repetitive and kind of having these off-pitch things that mess with the mind, the rhythms, the chords, the bass, all that stuff will manipulate emotional response or facilitate emotional response. That's literally the point of like melody, is to like draw you in and put you into this place. So the point is to put you into this place, to put you into this trance, into this place, to forget about the actual world. So this is the whole entire construct of music itself. So, and to think about a perfect resonance like that, that would be like when a smoke detector rings, or when an alarm sounds, at least in the high range. And so in the low range, it would be a very audible low-end wobble that would also be very audible and have to be sustained through the entire piece. So based on those things, it's like you couldn't hear it because the playback system couldn't actually play back the actual frequencies that could manipulate people, which are inaudible. And that's like the ELF stuff and potentially higher range things. But when you modulate those frequencies, that creates a different spectrum of sound that's no longer the frequency, it's a harmonic, because you're blending these two things and it creates another harmonic based on those blendings. So it's a very interesting idea, but there's a lot of other things that in actuality will facilitate a hypnotic state in music, but it especially occurs when you combine alcohol and drugs, which music goes hand in hand. Unfortunately, I don't partake myself, but it does go hand in hand with those things, because those things will help facilitate you to go into another place that will sort of open the door, and then the music will help you to walk through the door, break on through to the other side. So those are some ideas about it. I mean, it may actually exist, but these are some kind of contrarian ideas to talk about the other side of hypnotic suggestion in music, which is really the thing that's happening. And then when you add the mainstream capability to have the corporations promote a certain sound and create trends, it's called taste making. So this year, if you see 50,000 people wearing a certain color, of garment, then you might think, maybe I should wear that. This is taste making. This is style guides. The style guides give away the structure of how the power structure works. And what societies you're in and what culture you're in and all this kind of stuff, this is all style guides.